My name is Kenneth Gruhot. I'm 88 years old.
From Argyle?
Retired farmer.
From Argyle, Minnesota?
Yeah, Argyle, Minnesota.
Yep.
A family of 5 kids, 3 girls and 2 twin boys.
Okay, Ken, when you, did you get drafted or enlisted?
I enlisted.
Enlisted? And so what year was that? Do you remember?
What year?
What year?
55.
1955, and you went to, from Argyle, you went to...
Camp Chaffee, Arkansas.
So how'd you get there?
A train?
Took a train from Argyle?
Yeah. Well, not from Crookston.
From Crookston,
Yeah.
and Fort Chaffee, Arkansas?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you got there, how were you greeted?
Like the rest of them. Cut my hair off. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had a drill sergeant, I take it?
Hmm?
You had a drill sergeant?
Yeah.
Yeah, assigned to a wood barracks, brick barracks?
Coal. Coal. Wood barracks
Okay,
and burnt coal.
and very cold. What what month was that?
I don't know for sure.
Wintertime?
In the fall. Yeah.
Fall.
Yeah.
But Arkansas must have been a little warmer than what it was here then.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know they had coal stoves, and it was always dusty.
Because
There must be about 20 of us in a room at least, 20 or 30 in bunks. Not bunk bed, but single beds.
okay, on a one floor you had it.
Yeah.
Was there 2 floors to it or just 1 floor?
No, I think it was 1 floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you do while you were the basic training? A lot of marching.
Marching, shooting rifles, and we'd have meetings all the time. And every recess, we'd get 10 minutes off. We'd go pick up cigarette butts.
Call a police.
Everybody smoked, So there was cigarette butts in the grass all over. Right? Every time we go outside, you got to pick up cigarette butts.
They'd put you in a line and have you go through the
Not
compound.
blind, you go all over the yard and pick them up cigarette
Okay.
butts.
Okay. So, in basic training, you did the usual things. Went to the rifle range. At that time, did they have you go through the gas chamber, like tear gas?
We had to crawl on they were shooting over we had to crawl on our hands and knees under barbed wire, all that crap, and they were shooting over our heads, remember that.
With
And
machine
it was
guns?
like cinders, and we got wide, we started wrapping t-shirts around our arms because cinders are hard to
Yeah.
crawl on, right?
You're right. And they had pits that blew up while you're crawling and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of noise, yeah.
Yeah. And so, did you go out on bivouac at all? Out in the field?
And marching out about 2-3 miles, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever?
And before every meal, we had to do so many pull-ups. I think it was 20 pull-ups we had to do before we could eat.
Did you have to do a mile run or anything
Huh?
like that? Did you have to do a mile run?
Not really runs, it's mostly fast walking, stuff like that.
Okay.
And then they come with trucks and give us a horse bath, cool us down. But that was in Arkansas either. I can remember mostly in Fort Benning because I was there the longest.
So you went from Arkansas to Fort Benning, Georgia.
Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Oh, you went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Then I went to Fort Benning.
Okay, what did you do in Fort Sill?
Same thing.
Oh, more basic training?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went through some more basic training there. Then from there to,
Fort Benning.
and what did we do in Fort Benning?
Well, at first I worked with big guns, 105, 105. I
155, 105?
Big guns that way.
Artillery.
Anyway, my hearing, I lost my hearing thing because of the guns. And I kind of complained to my sergeant. I said, I'm going getting deafer more every day. And so then, when we had these big shoots, we had different people from different countries coming, For 3 days we had shoots. Well, anyway, before the shoot was start, me and the sergeant, we'd roll up the wires for telephone, We had a Jeep and unroll the wires for the sergeant, whatever, whoever needed the phone. And me and the sergeant, during the shoot, me and the sergeant would go out in the woods, the old farmsteads from way back. Every farmstead had pecans. So we'd pick pecans. And after the 3-day shoot, we'd go back and roll up the wire, go back to...
It was telephone wire? It was wired
telephone wire.
Out to the... Okay.
So then, and actually I worked in... took care of Jeeps and stuff, motor pool, Took care of Jeeps, worked on them in the bed and changed all and make sure they run good and all the lights work and all this stuff,
So how long were you in Fort Benning, Georgia?
Well, after Fort Sill, most of the training was about 6 weeks at each place, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I spent most of my time in.
But when you were in Fort Sill, were they training you on artillery then, or
Yeah.
that was your MOS? Was artillery?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was always
So you spent 6 weeks doing that.
Yeah.
6 or 8 weeks, yeah. And then that's when you went to Fort Benning, Georgia after that. And that was your assignment? That's where you spent the rest of your career?
Yeah. And in the fall and the spring, I think both times, my dad was a bad accident, So then I got the doctor's permission to come home in the spring and the fall to do the spring work and harvest.
Really?
Yeah. So both times I got off by a month, I think.
A month for seeding and a month for harvest.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so, and then you'd go back to Fort Benning.
Yeah.
Okay, and how did you get back and forth? Train?
Mostly train. Yeah. And then from up to Chicago, and then for Chicago, I took a bus, and we went, they're supposed to dump me off in Grand Forks. Well, I fell asleep on the bus. I woke up, I was past Minto. And I woke up, I said, where am I? I walked past Minto. I said, stop right here, I'm getting off. Dump me off on the highway, I said, I'm hitchhiking. So I hitchhiked up to Oslo, then I called my folks, and they picked me up. But they're supposed to wake me up,
Yeah.
I clunked out.
Yep. So you had a little colorful story about when you were in Fort Benning, something with the garbage trucks?
Every 6 or 2 months we had different deals. Sometimes we did different, what you call that? Well, garbage truck. And then one time I had I had a cemetery. I sat on the stones. I had 3 prisoners, and they were picking up, cleaning up, raking leaves in the cemetery. And then when they bring us lunch, we had a wood stove there. I put my rifle in the corner, and me and the prisoners would put our sandwiches top the hot stove, warm them up. I trusted everybody.
Yeah.
But, they told you which prisoners are trusty and which ones weren't,
And these were people from the guardhouse? These were American soldiers that were in the guardhouse?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And you were taking care of
I
them?
sat on the tombstones, and they were raking leaves.
Okay.
And next time was different. So the one time there was a guy on each side of the road, and we each had a prisoner. We walked up to Fort Benning along the road. The prisoner picked up garbage with a pole with a
Stick?
nail on the stick. They pick up the garbage. We just walk behind them, and
So it was more or less guard duty of prisoners, okay. But you said one time you were on a garbage truck or something?
oh yeah, a garbage truck. Well, each duty was a whole week. Next time I did something different.
But you said something about when you're in a garbage truck, you rode on the back and a prisoner
I rode
rode
in the back,
in the truck.
and that, one time I remember it was raining. I had my poncho on, and it was cold. Had to be close to fall. Well, anyway, I'm holding on the back of the truck, holding on, and the prisoner riding in the truck with the driver.
You treated them pretty good.
Huh?
You treated the prisoners pretty
Oh
good.
yeah. I always trust everybody.
So what sticks out in your mind about the military that really sticks out? I mean,
Well, I remember one time, there's two sergeants, they had like 18 years in. They come back to the barracks, they were drunker than hell, and both of them got put in a can, and they have 2 years left. And put them in the can. I felt sorry for them.
so they put them in a stockade,
Yeah.
and they
And
got.
after that, like, I don't know what happened. I think they got discharged
Well, that's pretty bad.
without paying, most likely.
Yeah. Anything else that really sticks out in your mind?
Huh?
What rank were you when you left the service?
They call us Spec 3, they call us.
E3? Yeah. PFC?
Huh?
PFC or was it E3?
Well, they call us Spec 3. I remember.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And then when you got out, you came back home?
Come home. About 2 months later, we got married.
You and Darlene were married 2 months later?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Well, yeah, I got out in what? January, February. Well, anyway, she got out of school in May. We got married in June.
Is that 1957?
57.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what were you doing? I mean, did you farm or what'd you do?
I farmed all my life now.
Yeah. So you start.
Well, and then 1965, the twins were born. That's the year I got beets. And then after beets, I worked the beet factory for quite a few years.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So how many with Crystal Sugar and we're at Grand Forks?
In Crookston.
In Crookston. And how long did you work there?
About 5, 6 years. I worked the first year Chris was open in Crookston. I can't remember the year for sure.
Well, that doesn't really matter, but anything else you'd like to add, Ken?
Well, now that taking the service, I remember one guy, he had his girl knocked up, I could say. Anyway, he wants the money, so I gave him $20. Oh yeah, I'll pay you payday, He come back after he got married. He got transferred different unit. I went to see him there after payday. Well, I'm broke, You know how that is. I never did get paid. His name was Roy Moore, Terre Haute, Indiana.
And you're still looking for that money.
I still remember his name. Roy Moore.
Do you're 88, do you still have any friends from the military or?
Not really.
Did you keep in contact after you got out at all? Yeah. Pretty much left it behind you.
No. I forget that one guy from East Grand Forks. He got killed around the curve in Grand Forks. I forget his name.
Okay.
He was on the train. I remember we were on the train all the way to Fort Chaffee. And the train ran out of beer. I remember that.
Train ran out of beer. Well, that had to be a dark day.
Huh?
That had to be a dark day.
Yeah. Well, lucky thing I think we got to Camp Chaffee that same day. So we got there thirsty, but after that.
Anything else you want to add, Ken? Anything else you want to add to your military years? Well, Ken, you're well respected in the community in Margell. I want to thank you for doing this interview,
Okay.
and thank you for your service.
I wish I would remember more, but I never did like the survey very much because I was in love then. So.
Didn't care for to stand around and wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's all chicken shit.
Yeah.
We had your bed had to be perfect, your foot locker, everything had to be perfect. And we had inspection, once a month at least.
Yeah, they like discipline, didn't they?
Huh?
They like discipline,
I
didn't
do
they?
like discipline.
Okay, Ken. Thank you for your service.
Okay.